Hello, worship planners, pastors, creative artists, and musicians. If you're looking for summer 2019 worship ideas, Mary Scifres Ministries is here to help. My team and I have been working all through the spring, looking at scripture readings, thinking about summer and flexibility, and planning some great creative worship ideas for you and your team. Whether you're a lectionary user or you like the flexibility of picking your own scriptures, we have plans in mind for you this summer. So, our lectionary series is called An Unsettling Kingdom. We begin with some readings from Acts and the Psalm, and then move into a gospel series to take you through the entire summer, looking at how unsettling it is to actually follow the gospel as Jesus preaches it. We begin the Unsettling Kingdom series on Pentecost Sunday, June 9, to talk about an unsettling baptism by fire as you look at the Acts 2 reading for Pentecost. And then on Trinity Sunday, we invite you to look at Psalm 8 and think about an unsettling responsibility that we have as co-creators of God. The series truly begins on Sunday, June 23rd, going through the Gospel of Luke, to take you all the way to Labor Day Sunday, September 1st. You can use the entire series as is, or feel free to mix and match, depending on your vacation schedule and the scriptures that really speak to you in this series. On June 23rd, we've put together a whole series called When Healing Unsettles, based on an unsettling healing in Luke chapter 8, verses 26 through 29. And then an unsettling choice on June 30, based on Luke 9, 51 through 62. And then the mission of going out in pairs, an unsettling mission from Luke chapter 10. And then an unsettling hero, that Good Samaritan story later on in Luke 10. An unsettling critique, when Jesus criticizes Martha somehow when Mary chooses the better portion. That unsettling critique invites you to look at those scriptures in new ways. An unsettling act in Luke chapter 11 looks at the parable of asking persistently in the middle of the night. And then an unsettling security from Luke chapter 12, reminding us not to treasure the wrong things that actually make us insecure. And then an unsettling night in later of Luke chapter 12, followed by an unsettling vision in Luke 12 at the end, verses 49 through 56, when Jesus starts getting kind of apocalyptic and those scriptures become even more unsettling. And then on August 25th, we invite you to preach on an unsettling Sabbath, based on Luke chapter 13, verses 10 through 17, when Jesus, lo and behold, heals on the Sabbath. And then finally, on September 1st, an unsettling seating arrangement, where Jesus invites us to take the least and lowest place at the table and invite the least and the lowest to any banquet that we might throw. For each of these Sundays, you'll find not only great words for worship, but sermon starters to get you going and thinking about whether you're the preacher or the musician or the artist. All of that surrounded by video ideas, popular song ideas, the newest contemporary Christian song ideas, images for use on your overhead screen or your chancel, and experiential worship planning ideas that you can use for hands-on ideas right in the worship service or follow up in small group or Sunday school or youth group. Each week, a complete package available to you to help you plan a creative worship service. Now, if the lectionary isn't speaking to you this summer, or you're just wanting to mix things up, I hope you'll take a look at our non-lectionary series called The Gospel According to. For the month of June, we're suggesting The Gospel According to Beauty and the Beast, based on my book of the same name. It's a 4-week series that you can do any month this summer. The first week, communities can change us. The second week, love can change us. The third week, a change of perspective. And the fourth week, perception changes our path. The next Gospel According to series is the Gospel According to the movies. Yes, Dave Sigmund and I worked hard to come up with 4 great movies for you to look at this summer for this series. We're suggesting it for the month of July. The first one, The Gospel According to The Greatest Showman. The second movie, the great Disney Pixar film Up. And the third week, the Gospel according to Selma. And finally, we end the series with the Gospel according to Mr. Rogers, based on that movie, Won't You Be My Neighbor? That 4-week series also comes complete with creative ideas, not just the film clips from the movies, but great song ideas, poems, readings, visuals, and artistic ideas, and those ever helpful experiential worship planning ideas that give you hands-on ways of engaging with the message. And of course, sermon starters and words for worship each week. We round out the summer with a final 5-week series called The Gospel According to Music, with 4 of our favorite bands inspiring the worship plans for that month. The Gospel according to, wait for it, Lady Gaga. Yes, we have an entire sermon planned around Lady Gaga's songs and her philosophy of life. And the Gospel according to Mumford & Sons. If you don't know this British band, you're going to want to get to know them. And then another great band from on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, Coldplay. We've dedicated 2 weeks to Coldplay, one just the Gospel according to Coldplay, and another one to their very specific song, Viva La Vida. And finally in the series, the Gospel according to Keith Urban. If you're more of a Nashville-style person, you'll love this Australian artist's country take on values and life, and on what he values. Inspired by these great musicians, Coldplay, Keith Urban, Mumford & Sons, and Lady Gaga, we've created an entire series to inspire you and kind of mix things up as you inspire your congregation this summer. If you aren't already a subscriber, you can visit marycifersministries.com to sign up today for your creative worship ideas, a complete worship planning package, creative, interesting, and innovative, to inspire your summer each and every week. Flex it this summer. Relax, have fun, and let Mary make the worship planning even easier with creative worship ideas available from Mary Scifres Ministries today.